it was a very convenient way to move through the town. I also took a tram when I was not in a hurry and had a short trip to make. The tramway ran right past my office in Central. Go ahead, Mr. Singh.
When I lived in Hong Kong, I often took the subway when traveling around the city. It was a very convenient way to move to the town. I also took a train when I was not in a hurry and had a short trip to make. The train ran right past my office in Central.
Very good.
Good.
That was outstanding.
Yeah, outstanding teacher.
Outstanding. Best I've ever heard.
Good.
See you next week. Okay, there we go. Okay. Anyway, there you have it. Any questions about it? Subway, traveling, convenient. Remember the B sound. And the R, ran, right, ran right. Okay, tram.
Ran right is the proper name, the name of the tramway. Ran right. The name of tramway.
Oh no, it's an expression to say that the tramway passed right by my office. It ran right by my office. It's just an expression that it wasn't 2 blocks away. It wasn't even a block and a half away. It was right. My office was here. I look out the window. There's the tram. Right past. So it was right past. Ran right by. It ran right by my office. All I had to do was step into the street, and there was the tram. Right by. Any other questions? Understand completely. Okay.
Totally clear.
มันไม่ได้แปลว่าเลี้ยวขวาไปจริงใช่ไหมคือตรงมาใกล้ๆเลย
เพราะอาจารย์นี่ก็เขียนตัวใหญ่อ่านใหญ่ลายก็ใหญ่อาจารย์มนตรีชี้เขาบอกแต่ถาม
แต่ว่ามันไม่ใช่ตรงความหมายนะ
อาจารย์ก็เขียนตัวใหญ่ก็เลย
When you use the word like right past or right by or right after, it implies something that was very close in space or time. To run right past my office, right, oh, there it goes, right there. Or I'll be out right after I give the class. So as soon as the class is over, out the door. Right after the class. I'll be right out, I'll be out in a second. I'll be right out. That means I'll be coming right out. Doesn't have anything to do with the direction so much as the proximity in time or place. The nearness in time or place. There is a very popular highway around Washington, D.C. that is called the Beltway. The term comes from the word belt, which is something tied around one's waist. In this case, the highway circles the city like a belt. There is a very popular highway around Washington, D.C. that is called the Beltway. The term comes from the word belt, which is something tied around one's waist. In this case, the highway circles the city like a belt. Okay.
There is a very popular highway around Washington, D.C. that is called the Beltway. The term comes from the word belt, which is something tied around one's waist. In this case, the highway circles the city like a belt.
Like a belt, which is something tied around one's waist. Like W-A-Y-I-S-T. Waist. 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 In this case, the highway circles the city like a belt. Okay.
There is a very popular highway around Washington D.C. that is called the Beltway. The term comes from the word belt, which is something tied around one's waist. In this case, the highway circles the city like a belt.
Right. Circles the city like a belt around one's waist.
Waist.
Waist. Waist. One's waist.
One waist.
One's waist. In this case, the highway circles the city like a belt. Okay.
There is a very popular highway around Washington, D.C. that is called the Beltway. The term comes from the word belt, which is something tied around one's waist. In this case, the highway circles the city like a belt.
Circles the city like a belt. One's waist. Popular highway around Washington, D.C. Okay.
It is a way popular halfway around work to talk. DC that it is calculate the better way the team come from the world with
Belt.
but with it something with round one
Waist.
with in the
In this case,
the highway
circles.
circle the city led a bit
Right, like a belt.
right like a bird.
Like a belt.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, good job. Okay.
There is a very popular highway around Washington D.C. that is called the Beltway. The term comes from the word belt, which is something tied around one waist. In
Right.
this case,
Right.
highway circle the city like a belt.
Right, very good. Good job. In this case, the highway circles the city like a belt.
Car
Right.
bell.
Car belt. Well, in a way. Okay.
There is a very popular highway around Washington D.C. that is called the Beltway. The term comes from the word belt, which is something tied around one's waist. In this case, the highway circles the city like a belt.
Circles the city like a belt. Something tied around one's waist. 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 W-A-Y-S-T.
Waist.
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 Okay.
There is a very popular highway around Washington D.C. that is called the Beltway. The term comes from the word belt, which is something tied around one waist. In this case, the highway circles the city like a belt.
Exactly. Circles the city like a belt around one's waist. Okay.
There is a very popular highway around Washington D.C. that is called the Beltway. The term comes from the word belt, which is something tied around one's waist. In this case, the highway circles the city like a belt.
Like a belt. Very good. Highway around Washington, D.C. that is cold. Cold. Try to stay away from cold or ed. It kind of just drops off. Cold. 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 Very popular. What is popular?
Liked by
Very
every person.
popular.
Liked by every person.
Exactly, yeah. In other words, a great many people enjoy a certain thing. It is very popular. The people, the population enjoy this very popular item. In this case, it happens to be a beltway or a highway that encircles E-N-C-I-R-C-L-E-S, encircles the city of Washington, D.C., the capital city of the United States. It is not a state.
Is the capital.
District of Columbia.
Very good. I was just about to say, what does D.C. stand for? And the baseball expert comes up with District of Columbia. District of Columbia.
District of Columbia.
It's the capital city of the United States. That is called the Beltway. The word, the term Beltway, the term Beltway comes from the word belt, which is something tied around one's waist. Waist. In this case, the highway circles the city like a belt. Any questions about that? Washington, D.C., District of Columbia.
Waist, actually this is waist. What that mean? Waist.
Waist? Well, there's a couple different.
Church. The church.
Well, there's W-A-S-T-E and there's W-A-I-S-T.
Something we don't want. Waist.
Waist, your waist,
Waist.
right here.
Waist.
In this case, or in my case, let's put it, the belt is around my waist.
Waist.
What is this waist?
To lose something, sir? To lose something?
Well,
Waste
waist,
something?
a waist,
Crash something?
what would be a waste paper basket?
Yes, sir.
A waste paper
Basket.
basket. In other words,
To crash something.
it would be a basket, if there was one here, but there isn't, a basket where if you were working on a written project, let's say, and oh, I made a mistake, this, boom, waste, thrown away. Something that you are throwing away. You're not keeping it. It is no longer useful to you. It is waste.
Waist.
You finish eating the food and everything, it's thrown out into the waste. Waste. Don't waste time.
Yes, sir.
Don't spend your time in an idle way where you're doing nothing but just sitting there breathing. don't waste time.
Don't waste time. Go.
Yeah, go, do something. Just don't sit there all day. You're wasting time. You're wasting my time and you're wasting your time. Don't waste time. Waist the belt is around the waist.
The same pronunciation.
Waist.
Two ways is
Waist and waist.
same.
Same pronunciation,
Different.
different meaning and different spelling, but same pronunciation. Don't waste my time. I need a new belt. My waist is getting larger. Okay. Any other questions about this? You have the words like, I was just thinking of, you have the word highway, beltway. There are many words used to describe ways to get by, to travel on. Some of the more common terms that you'll hear: street, a street, an avenue, usually a larger street, maybe with trees or some flowers or bushes or some decoration. A boulevard, also a large street. It may have a center line down with trees and things of that nature, and out here, and then large buildings or something like that over on the side. A boulevard. A road could be another street, just happens to be the name of it, of a road. Or a way. Where I live in Mesa, Arizona is on Palo Vista Way, W-A-Y, a way.
You check Autobahn and Boulevard.
Autobahn.
Same.
The Autobahn is the German term for a highway. So you could have an Autobahn, but you won't find it in California. You'll find it outside of Berlin or something like that. Autobahn. Street, avenue, very common. Boulevard, fewer roads are called boulevards, but there are boulevards. Charing Cross Road and Palo Vista Way. Autobahn is another one. And of course, whatever country you're in and the language being spoken, they could have a different term as well.
Thailand don't Autobahn.
Thailand has Autobahns? No, I didn't think so.
Thailand have a
Some motorway is also word motorway.
Oh, a motorway.
Like Autobahn.
Yeah.
Yes.
Autobahn, motorway,
The same.
highway. Another way would be a freeway. That implies no toll, free way, freeway.
freeway and tollway are the same or different?
Well, it could be the same size road,
Same size.
but on a toll road, you would have to pay a fee. A freeway, as the word says, is free. no toll. Take the freeway to Tucson or something like that.
Big road.
Yeah, usually like a highway, except there's no toll.
We don't pay money.
No.
Oh. We don't
But then again, it depends on where you live. In Arizona, where I live, there are no tollways. Everything is a freeway.
Oh.
Freeway. You go back east to Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York, fee. Everything a fee. Depends on where you live, so that the freeway in Arizona is everything. There are no tollways. You go back to the East Coast, tollways, turnpikes.
Wow.
There's always a fee involved.
And how we know that which one is street, which one is avenue,
Well,
how we call or road?
I don't know that there's any 100% solid answer to that question in the sense that it has to be a street and it has to be an avenue.
We call Jalanpur Avenue.
Sure. Yeah. It's, whatever they say it is, in this sense. But most of the time, an avenue would have, be wider than a street. A street could be a narrow street. And an avenue you would consider generally wider than a street. And maybe some plants or trees to just give it a different look. But it's not 100% mandatory that this must be an avenue and not a street. It's just the people that designed the city gave it the name. Most of the time, an avenue is a wider street with trees. And a boulevard is similar to an avenue. Trees, plants.
Should be like a classic, a little bit classic.
Well, and in many cases they are. Boulevards, very classic streets. Maybe some shopping malls or something along the boulevard. That type of thing. It's not a hard and fast rule where this must be a street and that must be an avenue. No, it's the way it is. Usually it's this or that. Usually trees along the avenue. The street, maybe just stores and shops. And maybe a bus lane.
And we call our soy, many soy small way.
Well, yeah, it could be a street or a lane. Yeah, a lane. A lane, it implies a small street, maybe narrow. Maybe a lane would not even be able to take traffic. You'd have to walk down the lane. Or maybe just one-way traffic or something like that. Very narrow, the street. Footpath, that's even tighter. Footpath.
Cycle lane, bicycle lane.
Bicycle lane, well, bicycle lane usually would run along the side of the road. Then the bikes would be along here. So there are many different terms, and they're not hard and fast written in stone. They can be, a boulevard, an avenue, but then maybe just a street. What some people call an avenue, the next guy calls a street. So, but generally speaking, an avenue and a boulevard, larger trees, pretty well decorated as opposed to a street. Any questions about those words? Okay, we'll move along. Freeway. Autobahn. Motorway. Road. Boulevard. avenue, street, lane. You can go down the lane and find little shops that you can buy things.